Blades that never fall, debate like warriors brave. Every thought we give and save. Through the noise we cut clean, spirited, mind sharp and keen. With a spark that lights the night, join us in this epic fight. Welcome to the Spartan arena, where minds clash and thoughts clean. In the heat of every word, truth and insight will be heard. We explore what fate creates. Side by side we seek the light. In the dark our minds ignite. Welcome to the fierce debates. We explore what fate creates. Side by side we seek the light. In the dark our minds ignite. Welcome to the Spartan arena, where minds clash and thoughts clean. In the heat of every word, truth and insight will be heard. Blades that never fall, debate like warriors brave. Every thought we give and save. Through the noise we cut clean, spirited, mind sharp and keen. With a spark that lights the night, join us in this epic fight. Welcome to the Spartan arena, where minds clash and thoughts clean. In the heat of every word, truth and insight will be heard. We explore what fate creates. Side by side we seek the light. In the dark our minds ignite. Welcome to the fierce debates. We explore what fate creates. Side by side we seek the light. In the dark our minds ignite. Welcome to the Spartan arena, where minds clash and thoughts clean. In the heat of every word, truth and insight will be heard. In the ring we stand tall, words of blades that never fall, debate like warriors brave.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Wednesday, July 2nd. A lot have been happening, and we're in the middle of the week right now, and we're back for another episode of Anime Unlock. Right now, I'm hoping everybody will come in, sit back, and join the conversation. I'm gonna wait for a few minutes while people are coming in. Hopefully, seems like we got 4 people viewing right now, but you should get more. Hopefully, because of the topic we'll be talking about tonight. Very interesting topic. You got me. I was waiting for my co-host Wally to show up shortly. While everybody coming in, please take your time. Get in, get seated, your popcorn, or get your notepad and let you anime nerd. So we will do some breakdown of this particular topic, which is concerning Berserk. But before that, I want to see what's going on with everybody. How's everybody doing? What's going on today? How's everybody dealing with the week so far? This is Wednesday. We're halfway in. And we're wondering like what happened. I know lately, which just had nothing to do with the anime show, that have been a verdict, a clear verdict for you know who. Hey Eric, how you doing? What's going on? Good to see you here. Yeah, the diddler. He was found guilty on 2 letter charge, and not say guilty, acquitted from the 3 major ones. So logically, I don't think that's going to end based on the shenanigans that took place within the court. If anybody understand the law and the system, if anything that come out of the ordinary that did not happen with the last case with R. Kelly, none of that happened in R. Kelly case. Well, let's just say they go look into it. If any foul play put in place just so to sabotage the case. Because if there is, they go file the paper trail. But that's not my concern. Well, that's what everybody doing right now so far this week. If you're in the East Coast, you're on the West Coast, Central. If you're in Europe, you're in Africa, wherever it may be. I hope you tune in to enjoy this show while we talk about a very unique anime. Now, as you see the ticker at the bottom, got my catch up. Yeah, Wally catch up. If you want to donate, give it a token of thanks. It's up to you. We're not forcing you guys to do it. You have freedom to do so. So please, any more donation is fine. $1, $5, $10, whatever you feel comfortable doing, so that'd be great. I'm not asking, I'm not begging. Well, we just do what we love to do. Talk about anime, like dissect what it is. Now, while I'm waiting for Wally, I want to make sure I do some sound check here. Let me know if my sound.
No, I can't hear you, David. No.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Can you hear me? Oh, I don't know how I
Yeah,
got
I can hear
muted.
you.
I can. I see that I'm not muted right now. Can you hear me? I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
This is what I'm trying to explain. There's something weird whereby I tried to do the thing upside down so I don't tamper with the connection, right? And I would think that would be the best option, but I just have it above my head. And when I do it this way, I try not to tamper with the connection, which I think that is my main issue. So I'm gonna figure out another solution around it. Maybe put my angle, have it above my head, anchor a certain. I'm gonna figure out something. That'll be my new assignment. Other than that, how you been, Wally?
Doing all right.
Yeah, let's do it on this format. Ooh-wee. I know I gave you a lot to work with, Wally.
Apparently.
Yeah, I know. Because me and Wally, we were discussing about how to do this franchise. This franchise is very unique, very unique faction. It first came out as a movie first, if I'm correct, before they started to go to the series format, which is sometimes you trying to understand what the direction, what they're going with it. You would think they would do the series first, then do the movie afterwards, like most anime have been done so far. But this one decided to do the movie first. Then the other one suggested, you know what? Let's do the animes and break it down because there's so much content in it. And we look at the manga. I heard the manga is more Korea than the anime. I just hope that any of y'all want to read the manga, make sure you have a flashlight or a lamp open. Don't read it in the dark. It not be suitable for you to read in the dark. Cause I don't want you to, I don't know, get spooked or traumatized or whatever it may be. Cause this anime is dark as hell. Really, really is. So let's get to the introduction. Berserk. Plunge view it into a keyword. Brutal, which I'm not gonna lie about it. Unforgiving. Mhm. Medieval. Well, which is supposed to be medieval, but it wasn't medieval. Following a pneumatic black swordman, aka Guts, marked by the mysterious brand that attract demonic entities. Oh boy. Already, we in it already.
He
There's a
read this. I think he read this shit
rivalry going
before.
on with
Look. Sarcasm. Just one of my many talents. Yeah, many talents. Yeah.
there's a rivalry going on with Wally and Eric. They go back and forth.
The only rivalry is him actually
They're
wanting to
never
read
gonna
the
end.
shirt. I am not saying nothing. Look. Just
Anyway.
he knows good and well I'll be watching the dang show soon enough, so he just gotta just weight himself down.
Mm-hmm.
That's not big.
So, that I say that he'll attract demonic entity. Gut with a colossal sword, seeking vengeance against his former comrade, Griffith. This series it masterfully blends visceral action, psychological depth, dark fantasy, exploring theme of casualty, sacrifice, and the struggle against an overwhelming one of the most twisted and darkest anime I ever seen. And as twisted and dark as it is, it's a good watch, which is ridiculous. It is. You'll be too curious about what's going to happen next. I'm going to tell you that right now. From its humble beginning in the mercenary life to the catalytic, catalytic. Yeah, I'm about to bite my tongue by it. The catalytic
Castelistic.
eclipse Forgive me, guys, I got a heavy tongue. Berserk is a harrowing yet compelling journey into the abyss of human ambition and enduring power of the will to survive. This anime is it was not just dark. It revealed the darkest nature of human beings in a very unique way. I'm not gonna argue about it. I'm not gonna go debate it.
Oh, this challenge every aspect of the world. Challenge
But
your
you watch it.
mentality. Oh my goodness.
You watch it, so what's your opinion? Because I know when I was watching it, I was like, "Is this? You trying to tell this our nature really is on the deep, dark inside that I don't know what to tell you. What's your opinion about this?
I mean, my opinion is, I mean, look, the moment I was told about Berserk, I went to go watch it, and then I was like, where the fuck have this been all my life? That was the first thing. I was like, the first episode, I got hooked. I'm like, wait, first I saw the cover. I'm like, oh, this is going to be good. Start watching. I'm like, where was this when I was growing the fuck up? Where was this? Why? Tadami, you ruined my Tadami, you suck. AK Cartoon Network, you suck. This should be on the late nights lineup. God damn it.
Time out.
Yes.
Wally, I put your name 3 times. You and I both know damn well what the Cartoon Network really is, right? And you know that.
Oh, you frozen, ladies and gentlemen. Give him a moment. Give him a moment. Give him a moment. I believe he was going to tell me, you know, good and well that would never happen, but which I would understand. But still, late nights, it was worth the try. Like literally, like it's late nights. What kids are up at night? Give me the product. Oh yeah, he is stuck on freeze. All right, give him a moment, ladies and gentlemen. Give him a moment. But yes, look, ladies and gentlemen, look. Berserk was literally the moment I saw this. Beautiful, twisted as heck, but beautiful. But I'm telling you right now, in today's world, where that's
older than what Adult Swim really is, right?
Oh, there you go. Oh,
you were frozen, or I was frozen?
You was frozen, at least from my perspective.
So Wally, yes, I'm checking the internet speed. I actually take from my call tomorrow, right into tomorrow. Act what the hell is going on? It's not fast like it used to. What the hell going on? Between Toonami and Adult Swim, where you think they would have put this anime at?
They were both in the same timeline. The only thing, they would just change the name. Remember, when Toonami got canceled, it became Adult Swim. It still could have played it in the midnights after shows.
This, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think what you're trying to say, but I'll be really blunt about it. This anime would I end up on HBO.
And see, that would be criminal. That would be criminal. That would just be criminal. No. Don't put it behind the paywall.
No, I say no. I'm saying let me be real realistic while I'm saying that.
Oh no, I understand why you said it, but don't put it behind the paywall.
I know, and it's not going to be put it behind the paywall, but let me be frank with you guys. The amount of darkness in this anime, the amount of psychological trauma you will get watching this anime if you're weak in the mind, the amount of casualties, the impact this anime left behind, Toonami or Adult, what we would call it, let's say, when we air this, just know that there's nothing after this. We are done. The ship has sailed. Oh wow, that's crazy.
Okay.
Let me read what he said. According to Eric say Cartoon Network is criminally unreliable. I have never forgiven them for the preempting of Full Metal Alchemist midweek and replacing it with some other crap called Half Ounce Mouse. Let's not forget what they did to let's not forget what they did to the Thundercat reboot, and they gave us the worst slap in the face called Thundercat Ho.
I mean, did they or did the
I didn't forget
producers
that
did
part
that?
either. That was very, very disrespectful.
Blame the producers.
I'm not gonna lie to nobody. This anime was so action packed, gully, gruesome, dark, goth, psychological, traumatic. There was like, yo, a grown man, grown boy anime, like, yo, like this is it. It's like Wally was saying, like, what the F what I don't want to curse right now because I don't want the ghosts of a fallen nation come after us and be like, excuse me.
Well,
I'm like, you would
we're
say
just
the
not
same
supposed
thing
to say
too.
you know
So
what word. That's it. That's the only thing. But other than that,
I know. As long as I don't reach that part. But this anime was ridiculous. If you have deep memory of watching this anime, you got deep if you want to discuss, if you want to join into the conversation, please mention it on the chat and we're gonna bring you up so we can discuss about this anime. This anime was ridiculous because get to look at it though. It was created by Kentaro Miura. It was a dark fantasy, it was horror, it was action, it was psychological. Well, look at the year. The manga debuted in 1989, right? But the anime came about almost a decade later, 1997. I didn't realize this. This happened recently. It's still ongoing. Mua passed away in 2021. Studio Gaga and Fujimori will continue the manga. There's supposed to be more art to this thing because if you read the manga, this was there was a cultural icon. Like Wally was saying, a lot of them were like, "Yo, where was this? Why they? I know it Cartoon Network when I handed away because we have a bunch of weak ass executives in Cartoon Network.
or in this case, wokeism.
Thank you. That's why I said it won't be on Toonami. It won't be on the thoughts. Will go straight to HBO. The woke executive be like, "You want to put this on our network at late night, knowing that a lot of kids not gonna listen to their parents, will sneak down there and watch it later on and put us in trouble?"
See, what had happened is we are willing to take those risks. Why? Because the product speaks for itself. Ergo, give me liberty, damn it.
I'm sorry, guys. This anime was straight fire. Now, if you were to watch it, you know what? Let's be honest though. They should have this franchise on Netflix. What do you think?
Yeah, the brand newer season, I believe, has it on Netflix.
Oh, put the whole movie and the series, or make sure it's on 4K. So when y'all want to watch this franchise, watch it at night with surround sound and dark. I promise you, the impact will be enjoyable. Eric say If there's a year of my life I could delete, oh, well, we have a lot of years we could have deleted too. 97, mm, that is questionable. I don't want to talk about it right now. So after we continue, original manga run, it began in a monthly Animal House. That was 1989. They moved to Young Animal in 1992. There are 42 volumes after 2024. 42.
It's a lot of material.
It was on hiatus. It was on hiatus a couple of times due to Miura death and his perfectionism. This is what I tell about people. Oh, it's okay, Marina. It's all right. It's all right, Marina. There's nothing wrong. It's fine. This person, well, I'm sure his mentor was Akira Toriyama and a few others, because over there, when you build a strong manga, the level of perfectionism in their work, in their craft, it's ridiculous. It got to make sense. It got to be something which drawn a huge following, which it did. The post-Miura continuation carried on by Miura assistant under his close friend Koji Mori guidance using Miura note and discussion. You know what I'm saying, Wally? Remember that thing about the creator of Dragon Ball D, Akira Toriyama will have like a discussion and note, and they will have like a map, a roadmap on how to build out every character?
Yeah,
Right?
the only problem is he just didn't have someone to carry it for him when he passed away.
And the person who put him carry him properly, now a woman has it, he might go a different direction, not do it at all. This month, I don't know if this week or next week, there's going to be a press conference with Toei Animation, with the successor of Akira Toriyama, who put to take over.
A true successor, or the person that got it.
He was an assistant. This guy was an assistant to Akira Toriyama. We're doing all the illustration for Akira Toriyama. So
okay, a legitimate assistant. Okay.
Yeah, legitimate. He put to be the successor to it. But this the same guy who chose not to follow the roadmap that Akira Toriyama had played out and did GT. Now you get what I'm coming from? That
really?
Guy.
Well,
And
you know what?
guy.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Look, let me say this real quick. To that guy, and look, my good guy, and look, my guy. If you can revamp the whole GT, because personally, again, I'm still not satisfied by Super, and the fact that you're telling me that Super Saiyan Force can, I say no.
No, and
No,
I'm saying that.
No.
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. What he did it according to the instruction of the higher executive. GT was not supposed to come out.
Of course, it wasn't supposed to come out.
Akira Toriyama had no. Well, Akira Toriyama was supposed to do. They were pushing back on him. There was more storyline to fill in the gap. So what the executive did, went behind his back, got his assistant to put out GT. That's why you had that timeline screw up. But it's funny how they didn't do the same thing to One Piece. No, hold on. I know you're sidetracking from the comic book. You're not sidetracking, but I'm painting a picture. It's funny how the same Toei Animation sabotaged Dragon Ball franchise, but they didn't sabotage the One Piece franchise. And make sure it did a consistency all across the board in the storytelling. That's what the issue. But you see how this one over here, post-Miura continuation, carry on by Miura assistant and under his close friend, Koji Mori guidance, using Miura note and discussion. Remember that I said, all these manga writers and creators, they had a roadmap of what the character in their manga they built is going to build into an adaptation, to an anime adaptation, right? Let's be real. A lot of these movies that we're seeing today in the movie theater, before they got the script and they had to write the script out first, right? Fine. When you're trying to write out the script, it depends on how they go about it. They have a rule about how the character is supposed to be, who to go cast the character with, right? and what it's supposed to be, how it would come out. Okay, the ghosts have come. GT was a 5 thumb down. Which one is the franchise? If you want to come up here, Peter, you can come up. But I'm talking about facts here. Because you see about this one, Berserk will continue according to the note and the discussion. That means they were following according to how it's supposed to be, right? But I get it, prop to Miura. He got the right people around him. Compared to what Akira Toriyama had. And this is the same Akira Toriyama that helped build out and make money for Toei Animation with the Dragon Ball franchise. But yet, instead of letting him flush out his ideas,
And this is why I say you should have went to a different studio. Should have went to a different studio.
But how you go to a different studios when they own the IP over it? That's some legal issue in
How
Japan.
can they own the IP?
Toei Animation own the IP for Dragon Ball. And
How?
unless you understand, don't ask me, either he sold it or they took a percentage. I don't know.
Well, yeah, you sell it. That's it. You see, this is the shit I'm talking about. This is the shit that I be talking about.
Well, we talked about the same thing with Star Wars. I don't call him
but
an
that's
idiot.
the thing, though. We know he did that. I'll be damned if Kiriyama actually did it. I'll be damned on that.
We don't know that yet. We would like to know all the detail because when George Lucas sold Star Wars to Disney and Disney did a menage a trois and then some and did some freak off on that franchise and do what we got. That is my point. So this guy had a good team to maintain the integrity of the franchise. You get what I'm saying?
No, I get exactly what you're saying.
So I'm being listening real because that's what I'm trying to do. That's why we have this show called Anime Unlocked. We have this type of discussion. We want to break down things for what it is. Why the franchise didn't go the direction that you all felt it was supposed to be, or why there was some hiccup on in franchise that we're trying to figure out why they take this direction. What was the reason behind it? That guy had a good team. They wasn't on the Toei Animation. That I can say for sure. I think that would save them. So let's be upfront here. This is why we have our show here where we do real dissection, we do real breakdown. And sometimes we have discussion why the anime did not do too well or why the anime did too well, why the anime somewhat survived the shenanigan behind closed door, as you call the executive, putting their hand in the pot where they're not supposed to. You're not the cook. You're not the chef. You know what I'm saying? Right or wrong? Now, Eric says something. He says, series Bible, as they're referred to in the industry jargon, are not the least bit hard to follow. It's when they get ignored and taught in a circular bin, and then things get further. Look how many shows that they have done in the America production industry, either be movie or TV series on the streaming service. But I did mention before, Wheel of Time was based on the adaptation of a book series. They did it dirty. They didn't follow the book. That book have a massive following. The first season, they were lying to the audience, or they were following the book. People thought to catch on to it. By second season, the first 2 episodes just proved that they were lying the whole time. The rating went downward. Third season it went even lower. So Amazon Prime could not sign up for season 4 because they wouldn't get a lot of views. This is why I say this. Yet Paul Bennett, he don't like to compare it with the adaptation between comic books, or manga, or books. But we have to be real frank here. A lot of these adaptations of movie or TV series that are based on book provide the audience. because the audience, if let's be logistically correct, between 65 to 85% of the audience are hardcore fan base, right?
I mean, that's true. I mean, but the thing is, I mean, see, this is
No,
the
no,
thing
no.
about
Let me
this.
no,
No, but here's my thing.
let
This
me
is the thing about books.
Mm-hmm.
I get it, but look, there's the thing about books and comics that I tend to like. I lean on the side of I have no wherewithal when it comes to changes. Here's my thing. Let me put up a perfect example. How did you feel about Spider-Man's Green Goblin when you saw it? Did you think it was bad, good, in the middle? How you feel about it? The suit, like how you
I
feel
had a
about
lot. I had a lot of questions. I'm like, what the hell are they doing?
it? Okay,
A lot of
so
questions.
see, funny enough, right? Funny enough, I never heard until now, like when I saw someone made a video about this and uttered this out there, that they never liked the Green Goblin suit. I'm sorry, but I must be different. I actually was okay with it. I didn't care. It's a goblin, but just without clothing. Woo. Okay, fine, whatever. Call it what you want. But let's be honest. The Green Goblin serum, it sort of made him like what? A freaking super soldier in a sense, but a psychotic one.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Mhm.
I'm not mad with the suit. I really ain't. I really am not mad with the suit at all. I'm just not. I think honestly, way more better protection wise, everything else. I'm not mad with the suit. The headgear was nice. So my thing is to see this. Like, granted, Harry Osborn version of whatever they call that, the Green Goblin 2.0, but really that wasn't. That on the other hand, that was for sure poorly done. I mean, I like some of the parts, but you didn't cover the whole thing. So I get
And I
that
get
part.
that, but
the second part, I definitely like hit that with the nail. But the first one,
here,
I actually liked it. But a lot of people were mad because they didn't get the comic book version.
Now let me bring my own objective opinion. The first Goblin, I was like, I get what you're coming to make it more modern compared to the comic. I get that part. The second one I was not feeling, but here where I got a little bit pissed off. We all know the comic book about a hit between Spider-Man and the Green Goblin, right? Yes or no? If you are adding follower of Spider-Man and the history between the Green Goblin, you know there's one other person put a pop up in the mix, and that was the Hobgoblin. Where was it?
I mean, I get all that. But
Hey,
again, no, I get that. But notice, which Spider-Man would have had the Green Goblin? I mean, the Hobgoblin. Technically.
Good question. Good question.
So
since you have 3 reboots of Spider-Man, you can't like made it whereby okay, we do the Goblin tattoo in this we put on. Now we're not gonna talk about the Hobgoblin, but you just put the Goblin twice. So where's the Hobgoblin?
Technically,
what's up?
Well, for me, if I'm looking at the whole Spider-Man storyline between all 3 of them, the Hobgoblin more likely would have probably popped off in the second Peter Parker, the second Spider-Man movie, which is the Amazing Spider-Man.
But it didn't happen, did it?
Well, of course not. But that's a different reason. I mean, again, we have to understand movies are not long-term visual of, once it hits 3, you're pretty much dead. But this is why I always say, when it comes to those comic books, they belong in series. Why? Because you gotta break them down. Because you gotta.
And I totally get it. And I totally agree with you. A lot of these comic books should never be movie to begin with. They should have done it as
I mean, no, some of them can be movies, but I think the problem is they don't sell them as morally TV shows than they do movies. Here's my reason why. Let me tell you why I say this.
Okay.
Where in the world do anyone make sense of Peter Parker versus Green Goblin? Green Goblin is one of your top enemies, and yet the first movie in, he's already dead. Just think about that. My point exactly. So again, that would not work. If you facing the Green Goblin, he's dead right there in the first movie. That don't work. So you'd have to put it in a TV series. But what would work? Big collective moments like end game. That actually works, right? Because that's like an actual final end, like of something, right? Of a moment, of a timeline.
But the thing is,
okay, great.
even though Green Goblin never died in the comic books, Green Goblin always had an issue with the Hobgoblin because the Hobgoblin was the next level.
Oh yeah.
And the Hobgoblin was more of a threat to the Green Goblin and more of a dangerous threat to Spider-Man because the Hobgoblin came in was like, you struggling with the Green Goblins? That means I will have your lunch then. That's how it was. The Hobgoblin was more than a walking nightmare for Spider-Man. The Hobgoblin was more like, you were traumatized by the Green Goblin. But I'm worse than the Green Goblin. I'm your walking nightmare kind of thing. So that's what the problem. Hey, this what I'm trying to talk about is no different for what's going on here in the anime industry. This franchise somehow survived what Akira Toriyama couldn't do. Have a legit assistant or successor who will stick to the program and not be an executive advocate like John Cena. I had to throw that in there. But that's what it was. Toyotawa was the John
wasn't
Cena.
gonna buy it if he was looking for it, but okay.
Hey, but I'm not. That's what I'm trying to say. John Cena would be tell me how high, and I'll jump that high. Tell me how low, I'll go that low. That's what it was. But it didn't happen with this franchise.
Yeah.
So let's think about it. 1997 TV anime. It was 25 episodes, right? The Golden Arc. The pro, faithful to the manga early arc, which was, keyword, faithful. The con, the abrupt ending, no continuation. The guy had health problem. This is what I'm trying to understand. Is it me or a lot of these manga creators who end up getting the chance to take their manga and put it to an anime annotation, they go through some severe health issue? If I'm wrong. Is it me? Because it's like a pattern.
Hey,
Then later on, they did the movie, The Golden Age Arc Trilogy from 2012-2013. The three films, The Egg of the King, The Battle of Dodri, and The Event. Yes, this movie was CGI heavy with steroid. It was. With mixed review, because I know a lot of people don't like too much CGI mixed with anime production. But look at the time, look at the franchise, and see how much work they had to work with. It covered the Golden Age in a very condensed format, which is, I hate to say that they could have stick with a series. It should have been another season, like it should have, right? Because they condensed it, right? Yeah, if you go to the next slide, because this is something I will go in deep. They came back for the anime series again. From 2016 to 2017, it covered the Conviction and the Falcon on the Millennium Empire. Pro, it continued past the Golden Age. Con, once again. I think these people were on Wally's side, heavily criticized for CGI animation. These are your folks, Wally. They had to be your people. They had to be your people who don't like too much CGI animation. Am I wrong?
What had to do with me? What had to do with me?
Those your people. You're the leader.
My people amongst what?
They don't like too much of CGI animation. Oh, am I wrong? No,
You're
be honest.
asking the
You
wrong
don't
person.
But tell me if I'm wrong. You don't like too much of CGI, or you okay with it? Which one is it? Maybe it's not you, or maybe it's Peter.
CGI in what? Like, what are we talking about? In the Chris version of it? Because in its newest form, I mean, as long as it looks clean, I'm good. Like, what are you talking about?
I think that maybe with Peter we were talking. Peter didn't like too much CGI. Cause I'm okay with CGI.
I didn't say nothing about I never said nothing. I always say that. Look,
And,
as long as the anime looks good, I'm fine.
And let me apologize. Let me apologize later than that. I'm apologizing to Wilder for accusing him because I remember there was a discussion we had live, and it was maybe wasn't you with Peter. He said something about you don't like too much of CGI. I got nothing against CGI because let's be real.
Yeah,
when you're trying to put a masterpiece, sometimes you're gonna need it one way or the other. And Eric, you see what he said? You have to admit, I'm a greater affection for the date of the CEL animation. So there are some people who don't like CGI.
CDM.
I'm okay with CGI. Yeah. No, get good the classical version of that.
Like the throwback version.
The old Lord of the Rings. The Lord of the Rings. Yeah, remember the old version of Lord of the Rings when it first came out in the animated version? That's what it was. CEL.
Okay,
and
so yeah,
few other
a little more throwback,
like anime.
Plain.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that wasn't bad. I mean,
did a few other anime like cartoon. It was more like a I forgot what to go with it. What like some have that same type of technology on the CEL. You can tell just looking at it. Then we had the Berserk Golden Age Arc, the Memorial Edition. They did a revamp, 2022, a remastered TV cut of the film trilogy with new scene. I mean, they added extra onto it. Interesting, right?
Added extra or added
what they
the missing
removed?
Pieces.
Good question. Good question. This is why I think we'll do the slide this way, because there's so much to break down on this. CEL is pronounced as sell. No, we ain't trying to sell nothing. I'm just playing, but this is why I say this franchise is a perfect example why you have people who are loyal to the direction you're taking, even though you're going through some health condition. If you were to give it up and quack, you can pass the baton to someone who will make sure do it justice and not sabotage it, not do something completely different because the executive on your ass say, no, I don't like Akira Toriyama direction. I want you to do it this way. And Akira Toriyama watching you sabotaging his baby, doing something completely different than what he had on the roadmap.
I'm wondering if he wanted to do that or neither.
No,
did he just choke.
There was a press conference. There was a press conference that confirmed that wasn't Akira Toriyama's idea. GT was never his idea.
No. I know it's not his idea. I'm saying about the assistant. Was he pressured into doing that, or neither did he did that willingly?
He was pressured to do it.
Degree?
He was pressured in doing that. But here's the issue, though.
That's what makes it so off.
When he did GT, there was a huge gap in the timeline right off the back.
Well, of course there was.
And what I find is funny, they didn't do that to One Piece. Who came first, One Piece or Dragon Ball? Dragon Ball franchise came first before One Piece. What?
Yeah, but let's be honest here. I think when you let's get one thing clear, right? We can always compare and contrast, what happened to this side to what happened to this side. But I think honestly, the reason why it didn't happen One Piece, they were pleased with the style of One Piece to the point they didn't want to bother it. But with this, you're pleasing to something else. Me personally, this is the thing about it. I think, and this is where I think to a point, sometimes, keywords, sometimes, and I say sometimes very fewly, sometimes the producer knows what's best because, again, Even I wanted to see Trunks and Goten be older. Because we would always see what that future looks like when they're older. Like,
I looked it up. I looked up this thing. I know we're not sidetracking, but it's still into the conversation. Dragon Ball Z first aired in Japan on April 26, 1989. It concluded its run in Japan. I know. It concluded its run in Japan at January 31st, 1996. But in the United States, it began its the syndication of that version, the American version of it, in September 13, 1996. Now, I'm going to look into what year One Piece aired.
One Piece was in the 2000s. Just know that, ladies and gentlemen, it's in the 2000s, the early parts of 2000s.
So I'll look it up right now. One Piece anime series first aired in 1999. Particularly speaking, the first episode will premiere on October 20th, 1999. The anime was produced by Toei Animation and was based on the manga series of the same name from Eiichiro Oda. That's the creator of One Piece. They came a couple years after Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball was making money for Toei Animation. Right? So when One Piece came to existence, right? I don't know how Eiichiro Oda got favorited from Toei Animation. They got a lot more support on that franchise compared to Dragon Ball. I remember I told you before in my last conversation, or a few other conversations back then on the show, that they forced the team or the Dragon Ball Z franchise to take a hiatus to support the One Piece crew. Remember we talk about how Hanna-Barbera got so many projects and they were like the juggernaut for the United States? And come to the cartoon empire, right? From the 70s to all the way to the 80s. There's no way you can say you don't see none of Hanna-Barbera in one cartoon. Yeah, right? Everything was owned by Hanna-Barbera at a point. They got different teams that do different projects. That's the same thing happened with Toei Animation. You sabotage one for the other one. But one was making you money before the other one did. What's up? Berserk didn't go through that. That's very, very unique. So during the manga story arc, the Black Storming arc was volume 1 to 3. That's chapter 1 to 8 and 10. Got introduced as a lone warrior with a massive sword. That sword, man, I used to joke.
That sword is not for the normal human.
I used to say that sword belonged to Zoro. Come on. In One Piece, how much weight Zoro's lifting? Okay then.
I don't even know. I don't watch One Piece, remember?
Oh yeah, you know what I did? The dumbbell that Zoro was lifting was bigger than his body. Number one. He's sitting on some of the boat or the ship doing curls. Some massive weight. So I believe Zoro would have swung that sword up with nothing, with one hand. Like
the only comparison to Guts sword that I can remember, literally in equalness, is like, okay, Naruto when the water ninja, that's the only like equivalence, close to the equivalent of the man's strength you would need to wield it.
I know.
So yeah,
that's the same thing. And he had a prosthetic cannon arm, which they're the backstory why he had that. If you watch the first season and the movie, you see why he had a prosthetic arm. He hunt apostle powerful demonic beings. The theme of vengeance, trauma, and isolation, right? Then you have the Golden Age arc from volume 3 to volume 14. The flashback arc telling Gut origin. Born from a corpse. Yo, that's too traumatic. Who do you know? Do you know anybody who was born from a corpse, meaning your mama was gone and gone, but you still survive. You know what I'm saying? Born from the corpse, raised by mercenary, joined the band of the Hawk led by Griffith. Got that Griffith was like, they were like this. Gut was the second command to Griffin. He was the juggernaut. Let's be real. If you want someone who will be your rear guard, who will cover your back when you're trying to escape, yo, Gut in the anime took out a whole battalion by himself.
Yep, even literally in the classical versions. Because if they look in the classical versions of this anime, right? Just as a young kid, he literally beat a dude that was called, what did he call? The Axeman or something like that, amongst that special name. And that dude was chipped his axe, lost his helmet for a moment while also chipping the axe even further and slicing that dude a nice one to the side of his ribs and giving him the final touches. That is not pleasant.
And everybody was coming. That's not normal. And when he did that, the whole morale of the troop sank.
Yep. But now, funny enough, though, when you look at the more later, but when you look at the more later version of it, in like the later 2000 versions of it, right? They sort of corrected it a little bit. Instead of making him young, they made him a little more older to like his present like more age. Just to say like, okay, this type of age and body form would be the one to actually clap, because the armor and everything else you wouldn't
counterculture.
Yeah, but anime wasn't really facing that type of cancel culture at that time, and back then we wasn't even close to cancel culture. Not yet, but it was. But it wasn't even there. It wasn't even present like that. It wasn't even present like that.
I know. I've been playing with you, but seriously, the way he was slicing people with a heavy ass sword like it was butter. Like, come on.
And then they even make it worse, like literally, ladies and gentlemen, if you watch the more classical version, which is the 1997 version, the very first episode starts like towards the tail end, which brings you eventually to the second episode, which brings you the startup. But the first one, he extended that sword so wide, you'd be like, who in the right mind is able to wield that thing, let alone with one hand? Gus, respectfully, is not a normal man.
He was abnormal, because first and foremost, everybody was questioning as a kid, why would you get a big sword for what purpose? What your reason behind? And as he got older, the sword was getting bigger and longer. I'm like, seriously? Like, for real?
No, the sword was already long.
Like,
it was just getting wider.
On top of that. But how you carrying a extreme broadsword that was actually taller than you and wider? And anybody who know a blacksmith, if you were to describe to you the weight of a broad, long sword like that, the weight is not normal.
I ain't gonna lie, I gotta figure that out. How much weight does that sword really is? I wonder if people.
I'm sure a lot of people don't even. I'm sure a lot of people didn't think. No, a lot of people didn't even think about that. I'm telling you right now. That's why I say this anime is very, very unique. Because if you have been to the museum, where they give you the history about different civilization, the type of weaponry they use and stuff like that, right? How swords were made, depending on what culture you're referring to, either from the European, either from Africa, either from South America to Asia, and you have Japan. You notice that different style of sword making, right? If you watch this franchise, Gut had the most unusual sword ever. That bad boy was long.
Yo, that is insane. Okay, so listen to this. Well, So funny enough, Guts did had a name for his sword. It was called the Dragon Slayer. So for those that didn't know that, there you go. But so far, there is no official weight for said sword. But there has been much debate amongst fans and how they were really gun holding how much weight what this sword was. And a lot of people end up citing, just based upon estimation and understanding the, I guess the figure of the sword, they guess about 300 to 400 pounds, approximately 136 to 101 kilograms. That is insane. 300 pounds.
But here the gist of it though. How many forging shows do we know that end up being created as of lately? Or let me rephrase it. How many blacksmithing shows have been created as of lately? For a while. And a few times, some of these blacksmithing shows, they were told to create a sword that either dated back in ancient histories, or some of them on YouTube are creating weapons that based on certain anime. Someone tried to recreate the Dragon Slayer that Gut had, based on the actual length and dimension. Let's just said, to carry that type of sword, your forearm had to be twice as much. I got a pretty decent big forearm. But to lift a broad sword of that length,
especially with one hand, like, what are we doing?
That's why I say, if any other anime character who would have carried that sword will be Zoro on One Piece, because this man was lifting gigantic dumbbell. This dude was constantly conditioning, strengthening himself so that when he swing his sword, the amount of impact, he had a katana. This man was slicing ships, slicing stone, slicing land, slicing trees, slicing mountains. So I would say, if you were able to get that person's sword and grab onto that thing, 300, 400 pound sword, you know how much push-up you have to do? For a lifetime, they able to have that type of strength?
Yeah, so Eric, based upon what you're saying, so no, it's not actually a mythical artifact at all. He literally had that sword ever since he was young and training with it. He just made it more, sharper and more lengthier as he got grown up. He's been having that same sword since forever.
And that's the truth. All he did is made it longer and wider.
And redefined it. That's it.
And even people were looking at him like seriously, how long do you want to make the sword anyway? In the anime series, they were questioning the dude like, are you out of your mind? Dude, what made this anime so unique? You had a kid who had I can't even call it a rough upbringing. I can't even call it shitty. It was ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
Hello. He don't know his mama.
His
he don't know his papa.
upbringing was depressing. Like literally, look what it just said right there. Born from corpse.
Born from a corpse.
You was literally looked as a curse.
Who do you know in present time? Can you say this person was born from a corpse? The person was dead already. He was dead.
Pretty much, Eric. Pretty much.
But somehow, the baby was born. Where the daddy? Nowhere. Mama been gone. But somehow the baby survived. And raised by mercenary. Since birth. That baby had been around mercenaries. He was the official first children's soldier before the African was. if you want to go that way. He was training with a big sword bigger than him since he was a kid. And as he got older, he made this sword longer and wider as time progressed. Like, come on, make it make sense. So yeah, this is a franchise that you will start questioning, like, yo, this is some sick origin. Let me continue. Gut and Griffin form a complex brotherhood rivalry. Yeah, it was complex. Griffin was supposed to be blessed, where he had some artifact that made him special. But Gut had raw talent. When I mean raw, Griffin was, finessing with his sword play. Gut was more gutly, grimy, straightforward. I can't even call it smash mouth.
Or how they say in wrestling, strong style.
He was the epitome of strong style. Let's be real though. That's how dangerous this guy was. And with the Eclipse, the traumatic event where Griffin sacrificed his comrade to become Femto, one of the God Hand, who was the demon. Gut and Casa survived, but were mutilated. Casa was mentally. This girl. This is why I said this franchise would not been on Cartoon Network. Ladies and gentlemen,
the mental stability.
This part right here, I remember it clear. Gut and Casa survived, but mutilated. Casa was mentally broken. How she was, I don't want to say it on right now on this show. I'll say you just watch it for yourself, and you come back and comment on this, and comment on this show if you think this show would have been on Cartoon Network or Adult Swim. Wally, you cannot argue with me. It would have been on HBO.
I don't give a rat's. I took those chances for a reason.
Yeah, so you would take a chance to an FTC to come and shut down your network?
The FCC.
Okay, and you in the United States. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Wally is playing himself.
The same way Family Guy said it themselves. FCC.
This is why I like mother lovers. This is why I like this show, because there's no bullshit here. There's no bullshit. This franchise was this right here. If you would have watched what we saw, what went through, what was done, you come back and comment on this show after the show finished air. Tell me where this show would have been at. Would it have been on Cartoon Network? Would it have been on Adult Swim? It's not going to be on Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon cannot carry the weight of this.
Nickelodeon don't do this.
Nick is not touching it.
Children.
Disney not even come near it. Disney not even going to come near it. They will either go to HBO or Cinemax. Real talk.
Stars.
Or Star 2. That's how bad this anime really is. You don't believe me? Go ahead. Look. Try it out.
You know what? Now, see, look, ladies and gentlemen, it does says in the theme, it says trauma. No, it's trauma bonding. There's a whole lot of trauma bonding.
What?
So much trauma bonding.
Eric, don't start right now. Full Metal Alchemy has some surprising dark thematic element. Yes, it did, but not on this level. Particularly the one story involving the true nature of a dog character. We get it. No. Full Metal Alchemy. You will find a time to talk about this franchise too. But I need to watch all the way through again. I need to watch all over again. So I need to get a couple of months before we talk about this thing. So I'm going to watch the whole Full Metal Alchemy because there are the two series. I'm going to watch them all. But I tell you this though, it's not as dark as Berserk. Berserk took the cake. Either you like it or you don't. Wally, will you argue? Would you argue that? Okay, you see Wally? No, look at Wally face
The chance of anyone showing me the chance of you showing me anything in anime that's as dark as this, good luck.
You see Wally face expressions?
Parasect was not dark as this. And Parasect was a little bit more abnormal as hell, but this was not dark as this. And I say that for a reason. Because with Parasite's one thing. It's dark, but it's one thing. But this no. The way they did this right here, no. This was just you could not explain the certain things that was being done in this.
It wasn't.
Without literally a therapist being there. A therapist couldn't even explain this. Because they would have been walked away from the room.
Oh, gee.
They would have walked away. They would have been like, nope, I ain't doing this. Nope. You ain't gonna make me leave here only to go to my therapist, only to find another therapist on top of that.
You find all three therapists at the bar drinking some heavy liquor. They're like, this
I just went
had the nerve to come to me for a therapy session because he watched this particular franchise. And when I saw what he watched, I was like, what in the... Nah, I need to get a drink. I'm not traumatized. This is too much. Berserk was no joke.
Oh, you know it's worse. You know it's bad when the therapist is like he or she's ready to go, but then you over here like, oh no, I'm gonna pay for another session.
Yeah. God damn it. And that's how bad this friend. That's what I'm saying. This franchise was going in deep. They were going to places whereby you were like, what were you thinking when you created this? What was your thought process? Really?
Sick in the morning. I ain't gonna reply. I'm gonna reply. Let's get down to this. Let's wind it up. Let's wind this up. Cause we gotta get to the more detailed parts.
This is what I'm saying. This is one of those franchise. You. There's so much to say about this. It's that part that we don't want to say and get ourselves canceled here. That's why we do try to on your own discretion. You gonna watch it for yourself. The conviction arc, volume 14 to 21, gut fight, demon while protect. The fact that Onga was traumatized in the most vicious way possible, and the guy who is responsible for it is watching you while you defending yourself and her, and he looking at you like, where do you think you going? That is going on here. Introduced Farnes, Marsupial, and Isidro. Key event, gut battle, Morgos, a heretical inquisitor turned to a apostle. That means this beast was, how would I put it? This beast took out a whole army, right, in a cave. Gut should have died. Should have, right? Between 12 and 14, something happened to Gut. They put a market on him, right? So he survived that incident that took place. Met this guy, Mordecos, while they were fighting. The dude saw the mark and looked at the guy, and he started to understand why the guy had the strength that he had to be able to keep up with him. And he told him, I'm not going to take your life. You've been mocked. And the person who mocked you, I'm not touching his prey. I don't want no business with him. And there was a monster like beast turned to an apostle, a demon. But the demon recognized the mark. He was like, I can see why you had the strength you got. I can see your trauma. Something that made you this strong for a reason. And you got that one, and you survived that person? Nah. I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna be watching from a distance. That's what it was. That's to show you there's a hierarchy, and this one was a monster of a beast that took a whole army.
It definitely was.
And when he saw that mark on Gut,
Because I've seen.
go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, because I was gonna say, like, if you watch the very first edition, the 1997 version, in that same episode, the first episode, they show you that he has the mark already established, right? When he's facing one of the many demons that he was going to go hunt down, while he was getting his sword redefined once again to that bigger framework lore. And he already has the mark at this time. Now, funny thing is, the same monster that you're talking about, I believe it's the same monster in the more broader version in the later 2000 runs, right? Because this one, he met the beast first before he even gained the mark. And I think there was something where he told them, because at the point in time, he saw something within him, and he said, I'm not going to even kill you. I see something in you, and you are destined for things that are unexplainable. And he just chose to just up and leave. I was like, yeah, this is good.
And they met again.
Because even to that moment, I'm thinking to myself, like, man.
And they met again, and they were duking it out, and he survived it. But when the beast looked at him and saw the mark, and he laughed, he was like, yo, it's traumatic. It's traumatic. It let you know that the beast said, I'm going to keep on watching. This is fun to watch. Let me see how far you going to go with this.
He became a prospect. He's like, I'm a viewer now.
So in other words, he was more like pay-per-view. Gut became pay-per-view. And the guy was watching from a distance, almost like front row. He was watching everything. Like, nah. You got that mark now? Oh, I gotta see how far you gotta go. I gotta see how much trauma you will go through. I want to see how strong you will get. It was like, you got to see it to believe it. Which is crazy.
Boy, he was like this guy.
So, like you said, Carter was rescued from being burned at the stake. Femto returned to the world, which is, you know who that is. The guy who betrayed him. Welcome on the Millennium Empire arc, volume 22 to 35. Gut began forming a found family with Farnes, Serpico, Isidro, Schick, and others. Battle Apollo traveled to the Elf Helm to heal Carter. This is like the village of the elf. Because what she went through wasn't normal. I think she got broken. There wasn't no amount of therapy that would have brought her back. It was that extremely bad. Griffith formed a new band of Hawk. Like, really, you just did making of the band, and you did a ditty on them, on the extreme level. I had to call it. I see it. He worked and did it. Some of the people from making the band still survive. This one, none of the people from making the band survived. He literally talked about them all on the top of two. Two barely survived it. And you could a new one? Really? I'm like, come on. I'm sorry, I had to call it out. Am I wrong, Wally? Tell me if I'm wrong. Compare Griffin to...
Hey, you know what they say?
No, compare Griffin to Diddy. Who was more dangerous? Who was worse?
Hey, I say it like this. At least one wasn't doing too much nefarious business.
Yeah. This one was...
That's all I gotta say.
It was the emperor. He took this one to the extreme. so extreme. You were like, if I were to diss you and call you a Griffin, let's make sure you watch this content to understand what I'm referring to and watch the franchise. You know why I say I call you a Griffin, I can never call you the diddler.
Okay, let's just go.
Come on, Wally. You can't argue with that one. You cannot argue with that one because that guy is the emperor of viciousness. A Fantasia arc from value 35 to current right now.
Oh wait, whoops! I got that one.
The world.
Hopefully, okay, go ahead.
You going?
No, cause I think I clicked. Yeah, cause I clicked it. It moved forward.
Okay.
Hold on. Sorry about that.
The world merged with the astral realm. Magical being invade reality. That from volume 35 to current. Gut reached to Amherst, cast the mind is restored, but she's traumatized by Gut present. Gut received a powerful this armor. He received a powerful magical armor, the Berserker armor. Now, this is why when we had that conversation about
I would call
armor,
the bloodlust armor.
I'm glad you said it. Maybe I talk about what's the more powerful armor. I say this armor
I
is
would
not a
call it the
normal
bloodlust
armor.
armor.
Because what this armor does, it makes Tony Stark armor look like a piece of crap. Maybe Tony Stark armor is the opposite of this armor, if you want to put it that way. Because this armor was so demonic. And they say whoever wore this armor, the longer you wear it, the high chance you lose your life and your soul.
In this case, the cost of your sanity.
Bingo.
Which, again, you watch the first episode of the 1997 version, you see exactly what that was entailing. Because, boy, literally, Guts was literally traumatizing every other moment with these demons piling up, talking about we own you, we will eventually consume you.
And it will grant they say it grant immense power at the cost of sanity, and with Griffin destroying Amherst, the group scattered, right? Currently unnamed arc, continuing post Miura passive, focused on the aftermath of Amherst destruction. Gut is broken, and Skull Knight history is further explored. There's a knight called Skull Knight. It had a history that was similar to Gut. But somehow they got a similar history with the same individual who is chasing Gut. So they explore that. Their focus shift to Griffin Empire and Gut regain purpose. I'm telling you, if you were to read the manga and you're to put, I'm sorry, I don't think they can air it on any network. It had to be HBO, Cinemax, or Stars. If you were
It
to
can't
do
be HBO.
all this,
HBO don't have the sauce for this. That's why I say Stars.
true. Stars, yeah, maybe Star. Because if
Stars
you were to
have more
air
of the
all
sauce for
this and to finish it up and do the anime version to where it at right now in the manga, the level of goriness and traumatic impact will be off the Richter scales. This is a dark, dark franchise. Main character, Gut, the Black Stormman, hardened, mercenary, seeking revenge on Griffin, theme, struggle, trauma, willpower, redemption. And to put a bracket, need a massive amount of therapy. Griffin, aka Femto, the charismatic leader of the Band of the Hawk, became an inhuman Godhead member, represent ambition without limit. Represent the titular ancestor. I had to call it. They got with the extreme version of Diddy. To the let's be real though. Griffin remind you of people who will not hesitate to risk your life for their success. regardless how many moral foundation they destroy. Am I wrong?
No, I got you.
Like the movie Devil Advocate. This one, it should have been Griffith, not who in the movie.
Nice.
They went and got promoted to the top. He was willing to. You could sacrifice my whole lineage. I want that power. That's what it was. It was ridiculous. You have Casa, former commander and gut lover, suffered psychological trauma after the eclipse and similar resilient in humanity. Oh, you lady, you think you got a bad? You're nowhere near this one. This woman went through the ultimate brutality ever. And to survive? And someone got her sanity back? Yo, Wally, real talk. Who do you think would have survived what you went through? In present time.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna say it like this, ladies and gentlemen. I honestly believe some of y'all would have did the you know what, and I would have prayed for all y'all souls if God let you go through the gate. But yeah, most of y'all would have probably excavated yourselves, probably walked off a rooftop, and yeah, I'm just gonna be real. Some of y'all would have slit the wrist. Like, I'm gonna just be real about that. That is not
and
easy.
this is why I say the level of darkness on this anime had with the storytelling and the trauma. Like, that's why we say Full Metal Alchemist cannot hold a candle to this.
And this is why I also said, if this was in modern time, well, which it is right now technically, but if you were seeing this modern time a little bit way back and Cancel was there, they would have canceled this shit so fast.
Cancel.
They would have canceled this so fast.
Cancel.
Oh my gosh.
This anime would have got deported.
Like they're trying to do right now? Trying to deport anime?
Then what I did, this anime would have, no, I'm dead serious. If you watch it, you think I'm lying to you, try me. Watch it. Come back and comment under the show and tell me the impact wasn't too much for you. Skull Knight, a ancient warrior opposing the God Hand, a cryptic mentor figure to Guts. The God Hand, there were 5 members with Voice, Flame, Ubik, Conrad, and Femto. Demonic entity manipulating fate. And they were medieval time. They were the, you want to say it this way, they were the rule of the Dark Age. How about that? Is it not safe to say that?
Yeah, dark, yeah, middle age, yeah. Medieval. Yeah, medieval. Oh shit, sorry.
The symbolism. Fate versus free will. Branded by destiny, Guts struggle to force a struggle. No, struggle for modern day people. He didn't struggle. We got to find another word for this guy.
Yeah, what is what is the word I'm thinking of? Because like gut struggles, no. Endured.
Bingo.
Hell. Endured. He endured. A bad.
There wasn't no struggling here. He went past the level of struggle. So you watch what he had to go through. No, let's be real, ladies and gentlemen. If you're an anime fan, what character do you know would survive the type of BS this man went through? Now, I'm throwing an assignment out there. I'm being grimy right now. What character in any anime franchise would I endure what Gut went through?
Well, I say it like this. From a mental level, I don't think so there's much. But from a physical level, technically Naruto did that already.
Naruto is close to that.
And then if you want to switch it up again, and then if you want to switch it up, even Sasuke.
It's funny that you were thinking. I was thinking Sasuke because Sasuke was coming from a very dark place.
Well, yeah, definitely. Like if you want to talk about equalness, definitely Sasuke on an equal playing field of darkness. Yeah.
He may have survived it, but the part you watch one of your teammates going through what Casa went through, I'm not too sure how he would always respond.
And you know what? No, yeah. You know what? I'm glad. Now that you say that, I'm glad you said it. I would definitely say Sasuke. Let me tell you why. Because Casca is pretty much Sakura.
There you go. And you know Sasuke, to see what his lady go through, I feel sorry for any villain. I don't think anybody who have seen it would understand what we were talking about. Right? When you watch it afterward and you watch Naruto and you see what we're saying, you start to, you know what? Y'all making sense.
Oh,
Y'all making sense. That's for real. Sacrifice and corruption. You know what? I don't really want to call that corruption.
I would.
No. What we're going through right now in present time is corruption.
That is corruption. You're literally like
Tetsushima went through. Tetsushima. What anime we referring to? Come on, Eric. Give us detail. What anime we referring to? I might have to watch that. What anime we referring to? Because I'm telling you, this franchise was one of the darkest franchise. When they say sacrifice and corruption, I'm like, what we going through right now is corruption. What Gut went through wasn't corruption. I call it decay. Society was decaying. It wasn't corruption. It was way deeper than corruption. Oh, Akira. Okay. What do you think? This character, Tetsushima, went through a hellish transformation from the franchise called Akira. Would he would have to be compared with Gut?
No,
I completely remember Akira for what it was. But when I'm trying to think about it, did that character go through what Gut go through?
Wait a minute. Let me refresh my memory on this.
I knew there would be a real conversation because this Berserk.
Nah, so I wouldn't give Akira that because he's the biker. I mean, no, I wouldn't give it that honestly. No, because it doesn't even go to the same line. I don't give it that. I don't give that.
See what I'm saying?
I mean, now if you want to talk about upbringing part, the upbringing part may be one thing, but it's like then the full action towards it, it's like, okay, no.
Now you see why when we were start comparing characters to upbringing, the struggle, the roadblock, Gut and Sakura are the only two who can be almost equivalent to each other. Anybody else, you can't even compare. Naruto will be an honorable mention. Keyword. Honorable mention. Because you know what I say honorable mention?
No, screw him. Forget him. Throw away Naruto.
Naruto.
Another person in Naruto series was Nagato. Remember, Nagato was pretty much an orphan. His family was killed. You're right. Went through all that. He knows pain and grueling.
But here's the reason why I think Naruto could be an honorable mention. When Naruto saw his real love got stabbed, he lost it. Remember?
I mean, yeah, he did lost it, but for most of Naruto's life, though, he was so happy. So no, I can't get.
I know he was happy, but he went through a lot of pain when he watched his girl got stabbed with that stick in her hand, and he thought that she died. He just look on Naruto's face. You can saw that look. He just Kuruma was waiting for that part of rage to kick in. You could take Kuruma with the evil ass. You know, Naruto is at the borderline of losing it, and he had been fighting to control his hatred and his anger and his rage. And Karuma, the nine-tailed beast, was watching the front seat when he was like in his head, Naruto not gonna hold it after this one. He gonna lose this sucker. The moment they stab her, and he thought that she died when they stab her in the stomach from the back, I believe.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
You see Karuma? What he was like a happy as a baby, yet I got Naruto. And he was changing.
Oh yeah. That transformation.
So that would say he's the honorable mention because if Naruto would have saw what Kata went through. Like, come on. Yeah, I know Sake. Sake is before Naruto in this who can survive this trauma, but Naruto is an honorable mention because the way he forgot about humanity right there. The humanity went out the door.
No, yeah, I get it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Naruto franchise have only 2 or 3 characters that can relate with guts right now. 2 to 3. And we know full well, based on response, Sake and Naruto is almost close to her gut with our response. But Naruto is more, you had to do a lot to bring it back to humanity. Sake didn't care about humanity. He was willing to throw it out a long time ago.
I mean, I would throw another one, but then again, it's not that strong of a candidate to mention.
You sure?
No, because the next one, no, there's another one I can mention. So for a candidate, but like I said, it's not as strong. On the low tip, Inuyasha.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a new assignment for this show. When the show is done airing, if you can find me a character, if you have watched this franchise called Berserk, if you can find me a character who can be relatable to gut, who will go through the same type of endowment he had to go to forge his path, list the name of the character and the anime franchise that you're referring to. Because me and Walter, we found about 2 to 3 from the Naruto franchise. We can say they can be more relatable to gut. Any other franchise, I'm not too sure. Because the amount of brutality this anime is right now.
A matter of fact, here's another one, Vegeta too.
Who?
Vegeta.
Vegeta?
Yeah.
You know what? You're right about that. Vegeta.
Because as much as Vegeta wants to stand and be a tough guy, let's be real.
You're right. You're right.
He has the same thing.
Oh, you're right. When Barry slapped Bulma.
Oh, that nigga love. He went batshit crazy.
Well, remember, everybody who watched Dragon Ball Super, Vegeta was ready to call it a quit. Like, I don't mind being somebody the destroyer, right? When Bulma worked up, slapped Barry, it's like, you're messing up my birthday pie, whatever, and Barry slapped Bulma. If you watch the facial expression of Vegeta did the same facial expression with Naruto did, but he was more dramatic than Naruto. He was like, this guy was...
he crashed out. He so crashed out. He literally crashed out. Oh my God.
I'm sorry. But I think Vegeta's on the top, followed by Sasuke, followed by Naruto, or the other guy say who the off on towards them again?
I said Inuyasha. Oh, Nagato.
No, it's Vegeta, Sasuke, Nagata, and Naruto. That's the ranking
system.
Well,
no, I wouldn't do that in that order. I would actually do. I wouldn't even put Vegeta before Nagato because Nagato really went through it.
Oh yeah, Naruto did one there. Naruto was like, pew. Yeah,
no, I said Nagato.
Nagato, yeah. But
he really
the way Vegeta snapped.
Yeah. He crashed out. He literally crashed out.
So if you put Vegeta to take gut seat to watch Boomer get broken, what do you think would have happened on that? Vegeta, when I went, I don't know, Ultra Ego, Ultra Instinct, Beast Mode, I don't know what would have came out of him. All I know, he would have to destroy him. But that's the thing about this anime. This anime was ridiculous. I can't call it corruption. It's decay. Human nature and evil explored. This is the epitome of evil. It explored the darkness within man, not just demon. The amount of darkness that was shown in this franchise it took the cake.
Yeah, the first episode showed me that for sure.
I don't know what anime can compete with. I don't know any anime can compete with Berserk as a whole. I don't know what anime can do that. This one took the cake, and it's a cult following. Trauma and healing, ladies and gentlemen. You're not as much of a victim as Casa was. They pray that never happened to you. Okay.
This is why I said trauma bonding was a thing in this.
On a massive level.
Literally.
What?
Trauma bonding was a thing in this, boy.
What? Yeah, this one, I don't know what to call it, but friendship and betrayal. The level, man, I don't know.
Yep, see.
I don't know what to tell you about this one. Friendship.
I mean, look. Gotta call it for what it is, man. Gotta call it for what it is. This is why I said that it's corruption. Because think about it, when you're sacrificing, like you literally sacrifice your own group for a new one. Like, come on now. Like, think about it. And then you're talking about the human nature and evil, excluding the demons. I mean, come on now. Like, think about it. Griffith literally says, "I own you until you're left, until there's nothing left of you to serve me." I bet you. Where you? I will name where you will die for me. Die for who? Die for none. You think if you're throwing these Z characters
still want to put
discussion, then you must acknowledge Tatsuya.
You want to mention that same character from Akira? I'm not talking. You might have to be watching. I might have to watch Akira and look at the trauma and see if he can be on that same level or waving with guts. And anybody else who watched this broadcast or watched the rerun or watched it after being aired, if you think you know of a character from any anime franchise could be relatable to gut, put the name of the character and the franchise that comes from. Maybe one day we'll have that discussion of what character related to what character. So if you bring up gut, I promise you, we'll be having debate. If you're a heavy, hardcore anime fan or deep into anime and you understand these details, you want to get in that discussion with us, let us know. I'm telling you, this one, I know this content can go from a 3 hour with Berserk, because Berserk is like. I'll read the manga. I will read the manga too. I'm definitely going to read the manga before I can. Maybe on the manga side that you might have a point.
Okay, let me see.
So, masculine. Oh, boy.
Okay, so Eric, yeah, okay. I looked at some notes. Yeah, he got his point. There's some fluidity to what he's saying. I think we just got to rewatch.
I might have to agree with him too because the last one here, masculinity and vulnerability. Yo.
Man. And this is why I said this would also be canceled, because a lot of people say this would be a lot of toxic masculinity up in this bitch. And boy, like I said, the trauma bonding in this, and then this is what, like I said, this anime was very, very unique in the ways of the walk of the single man.
Unique? No.
Yes, unique. Because literally, this in the broad scheme of someone that doesn't know how to express, and by the time he actually does, it's still like in the ways of him expressing is literally like psychotic, but you know it's real. Most people couldn't take that. They would have walked away. They would disassociate, abandon.
This is why I said you're gonna watch this. It gotta be done at night.
And this is why the framework of a man and his mentality, by that of his mental, they will never explain it. They just won't. They just won't. There's a reason why they don't share. There's a reason why. The things.
If anything, this anime will be a poster child to why we say anime is not always for kids.
Pretty much.
This right here, Berserk. It's one say anime is for kids. Tell them watch this and come back after. Anime is not all for kids because there's some stuff in anime like this particular franchise will kick you in the guts, will take your wind out, will rock your brains, have you feeling like you lost it for real. Because I'm not gonna lie to nobody. This is one of the most sickest franchise. Even if you both agree. How did it work? This franchise did not get canceled. And the timing was unique. It was unique.
There's nothing I know.
Because you said yourself, if it was show much closer to our time, it would have got canceled. I think no, it wouldn't have got canceled. I think it would have got deported.
Well, yeah. But I mean, even if then, I mean, granted, I say that, but honestly, would it have gone canceled? Honestly, no. Because let me, I'm going to put this in the framework of why. When you understand the backdrop stories and everything else that leads to this, the words that constantly keeps reminding him saying, you should have been dead, and it should have been you, everything else of that, look, this thing is literally the roadmap to a lot of people's lives. Because literally, how much people do you know that were told they should have been dead, gone, whatever, or they just, they just dealt with so much things to the point that they're just like, man, screw this.
God would a poster child of surviving the worst of them all.
Yeah, life.
Big time. If you would have asked yourself, well, you think you would have go through it, he go through it and still move forward? If they were to make a program, a right to passive, and mimic that what God go through, how many men would have survived this?
And like, I only gotta say one thing. In the Asian culture, what do they usually do when they've been defeated?
This will make you want to do it quicker before you finish the process. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the classic and one of the darkest anime. And I don't think any other anime can get close to this. But when it comes to relatable characters, we list at least 5 so far that can say they're relatable to this.
Yeah, there's probably still more because let's be honest, there's more darker animes out there.
Yeah, but we will have to have that discussion when we have. They'll probably be looking for more hosts, especially a female or 2 females, so to join into the comment. You have your anime like we are, and you have information to drop, discussion points. You're gonna drop on this one. Please let us know so you can join this show. Do this every Wednesday. Cause I'm telling you, this was a brutal anime, which also was a masterpiece. I hate to say it. It was well put together. And when they come out with the anime series afterward, you were wondering, how much psychological damage did the writer and the illustrator and the production team have to go through? You put on some heavy traumatic content. But it becoming a cult
Let's
following.
write these down. Let's write these down.
So right now, we talk about art and style. Miura artwork was renowned for the hyper detail armor, which it was. Gothic landscape, and the monster was. It was an evolution from rougher early art to visionary masterpiece in later volumes. Yo, this was one of those franchise that gave other people who was into horror anime a blueprint on how to make a masterpiece or how to make something worth watching. If they want to put like in the movie theater again and made it better graphic or whatever, I don't know how many people will crap on themselves. But that particular scene of the breaking between Gunt and Carter, I don't know how many women will be able to sit down and watch that one too. Because they would be messed up in the head. They're like, oh, hell no. Ronnie, if Ronnie Cat had the time, she'll be great because she'd a long time. Ronnie Cat, maybe you could reach out to her.
Ronnie Cat.
Yeah. Reach out to her. Let her know we're doing a show like this. Because we need people who may have a different angle to the discussion when we talk about different franchise or topic. Because this one here, if we would have we would have been almost 3 hours on this. We are trying to hold back because there's so much you can say about this anime. So much. So much brutality. So much the fight scene in this anime.
And see, this is why I say typically I like to do episode dialogues. Because you really just can't bunch it all in.
I apologize if I crunch it on in because if you want to do the episode, I think about how to do the episode and we have to be watching, or we do a reaction episode whereby we're watching it and we giving our feedback. I don't know, because this franchise is very unique of itself. And I want to make sure we do it justice. And so far, I think we're doing a pretty good job with it right now because there's so much we can say on this. And we're describing or giving input about how great of a creation this thing is. I'm sure a lot of people want to watch it for themselves and see for themselves. Okay, if you want to do the episode, maybe we'll do a recording and we do break down what it is. Please, Eric, call her, let her know. She's up for it. We're looking forward to it. Is she heavy on anime? Because we need someone in case of, I know I am kind of biased. I'm not a fan of female anime. Wale is. I ain't trying to be a shady cool.
This guy.
And I know this is the anime show, so I can't prevent female anime from not coming. I can't do that. That'll be totally unfair. I might get canceled for that.
For being biased. You're sexist.
I'll be misogynist. They want to call me. Oh, she the member. Cool.
Much.
Then bring her in. Please bring her in. But believe me, we need a lot of people. We need maybe 2 or 3 more people who can join this conversation and can rotate from time to time because there may be an element they're familiar with and I may be familiar or somebody may be familiar. So this time we can rotate among ourselves. Either I work in the background and y'all talk about the topic. I help with the slide. Because this what I like about the format of this show, we can dissect and break things down and talk about these things. Well, they say culture impact. Let's be real. This is one of the most influential manga / anime ever. And look what they say it inspired. Dark Soul, Elden Ring, They're from games. Final Fantasy Cloudbuster Sword. No, don't offend. Cloudbuster Sword is a spin-off to Gut Sword. Thinking about way. Don't you think? Devil May Cry, Castlevania. Now, no, I think the old Devil May Cry is better than the new Devil May Cry. That'll be a debate in itself. Castlevania, the one that's shown on Netflix, it's getting close. Will you agree, Wally?
Oh, I haven't seen Castlevania yet. Again, do you not know how much animes I literally have to catch up to? Again, I've been gone away from TV, let alone anime, for a long time. So,
We need you.
life
we
is
need
life.
you. I know life is life. Totally is life is life, but we need you up.
Trust me, I'm trying to do this on my own channel. Trying to get back into TV. Because literally, I was an avid TV watcher. Literally.
Oh, good question. What about Go Nagai, Devilman? Whew, you know what? You do have a good argument on that one. I almost forgot about Devilman. I did watch it on Netflix, and I was like, "You mother!" Ooh. You know what? Devilman can be on the same level with this franchise. That one is dark. Real talk. But Gut was the standard bearer for dark fantasy anime / manga. And he mentioned Devilman. I've seen Devilman, but I haven't seen all of the Devilman franchise. Okay, here's another one.
Vampire Hunter D. I think I know that one. Vampire Hunter D.
That one, see? This is why I say, Eric, we need you on this team, Anime Unlocked team. For real. One day we'll be doing the video where we get monetized. We have a studio. We have Eric work in the background, throwing some information. We talk about different anime.
Okay, that's why I thought I do remember this.
And maybe we have
this.
had the people from the production company to come in and react on questions. When you are making this thing, or you were seeing what you were producing, what were you thinking? How do you feel that you might traumatize your audience? Is that what the impact you were looking for? Come on, Wally. You had to be thinking that. Like,
wait, what I was thinking?
If you were to ask the people who produce Berserk, we would say, were you looking for a reaction that will fit the criteria to say, yeah, I've made a real masterpiece? Because the level of trauma this franchise was created, you and I both know that damn well. You have a lot of holy. The facial expression you will make you watch it. If you ever watch it for the first time ever, and you watch it for the first time, I will tell you this: make sure you get a face massager machine, so after making all the crazy facial expressions you make it.
Oh wow!
You massage all the muscles that you strain. I have to be honest. It was a shocking anime. And Vampire Hunter D, Devilman, they followed that character. They was really good there. So, legacy and continuation. Miura Pathway in May 2021. From acute aortic dissection. Ooh. Studio Gaga with a Miura assistant and close friend Ojimori continue the story using more outline and direction. The series is now published semi-regularly in Young Animal. I'm hoping you will see more of the production adaptation. Okay. Well, I could draw 2 more other series on you. You maybe have a stroke. No. I will not have a stroke. First and foremost, I will be like, because first and foremost, I could.
The stroke he was talking about was when I said I didn't watch Casablanca yet. That's what the stroke he's talking about.
Okay, that one, yeah. I'm like you're my co-host, man. You're my legal analyst.
Hey, life be life. Man. I can only do so much in this life. Trust me, ladies and gentlemen, there's a reason why I say this every some time. I watched this for the first time, or one way or the other, something like that, or I remembered, or just
Oh,
haven't
okay. You
remember
know what?
watching it.
He corrects. This right here, you you are Sokidoji, letting you know the overthing, and La Bluegill. I didn't watch La Bluegill, but the first one, oh, okay. These are contender to the dark animes. And here's the funny part. It's almost around the same time or same era that Berserk came out first. You were dark anime juggernauts. Let's not forget Ninja. The Ninja anime, the stuff that was going on that one. You know what I'm talking about, Wally. Oh, what, is Ninja not the actual name? Because there was one particular scene whereby it was there's a woman here who was a female ninja. Her blood is poisonous. She got captured, and somebody was traumatized her in a very vicious way for his own pleasure. But did not realize he got himself poisoned with messing her. It's an old school ninja anime. Eric knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you probably lost me. Yeah, see, you said old school anime, you definitely lost me. Remember, most of the animes I know of and have touched are around my timeline.
But there was a ninja anime movie. I forgot what they call it. And I'm sure everyone I'm talking about. I don't want to mess with Ninja Scroll. Thank you.
Okay, I heard a Ninja Scroll.
If you watch Ninja Scroll, it's close to Berserk. The graphic, the ooh. Some Wally, do me a favor, promise me this. If you watch Ninja Scroll, the first original one that came out, with you will went down. Hit me up. Don't latch out of me next Wednesday. Like, what the hell was this? Please let me know in advance so you don't have to get that travel on the show. Because if you come on next week Wednesday and say this asshole, I mean to watch Ninja Scroll and
Wait a minute.
what I saw.
Wait a minute. Oh, so yeah, I do remember this. See, yeah, the woman's obvious. I just don't remember the dude, but the women that right now I see
Yeah.
this page, I do remember this. I just don't remember seeing too much of it. I only seen a very slew of it, so yeah, I'm not very like. I couldn't remember the start to finish, but I do remember a character in this for sure.
Because the scene,
Because I remember the chick and that big bulky head dude.
yes. And the part that
Everything else
he
is a
was
little bit-
doing that was straight violated, but you know he was violating that particular person. He ended up paying a price for it. He didn't realize what he was doing with killing him slowly but steady. Oh yes, this studio produced some epic anime. Madhouse Studio, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, when we talking about this thing, when we going this far into the conversation, we letting you know. It's crazy. To where to start? Just like Eric said, read the manga first.
In most cases, ladies and gentlemen, for future purpose, most cases, if you can find a manga, you rather want to read that first. Because most people will say the manga's better.
Pretty much. Until the intro, the 1996 anime or Golden Age trilogy is the memory edition. Avoid 2016 anime unless you want to see post Golden Age animation content and you can tolerate bad CGI. I don't think it was bad.
I always say, as long as it's nice and crisp and it's smooth.
All
Can't be bad.
I'm saying is, if you weak, this is not for you. The level of trauma. The trauma was so bad you could slap your mama. Wale, am I wrong?
I know the old reference is it tastes so good it can slap a mom, but this is not what you slapping. You probably punching her.
Yo, you funny.
You know how they come into that room and you open the door and they go
Yeah.
punch her right in the face? That's how that's gonna happen right there.
Yo, we only passed the 2 hour mark because we was. Whew. I'm telling you guys, this is no joke of a franchise. This franchise is not a joke. It is not simple. I tell you that right now. It is not simple at all. If you're not prepared for this, don't even try. Please don't. I didn't realize I had my thing on the mirror, so I was like, "What happened to my icon?" Not with like, "Ooh, started." I'm like, "What the hell?" I need to keep my logo here. See the logo right here? That's for my YouTube channel. Represent. But I'm telling you, this anime, if you get a chance to talk about the other anime that Eric listed on, I'm gonna watch it first. Who I can talk about. I want to be able to go at detail as possible. This is how we are. When you watch something, you remember so much detail about this anime, you start breaking them down. That's not right. Ninja Scroll, I'm gonna watch it again because the level of gruesome, the fight scene, the exposure of all kind of organ popping, they were going. I think during that time when they're making it, they were going to the max with it. Like it is not cartoon. Cartoon don't feel like this. I think that was the agenda when they first came out with all these heavy hitters. Then just go with the heavy hitter. We continue with the heavy hitter. Yusuke Doji with another heavy hitter. La Blue Girl never got a chance to watch it with a heavy hitter. I heard it with a heavy hitter. Vampire Hunter D, heavy hitter. Devilman, heavy hitter. Another one, Crying Freeman, another one, heavy hitter. They were coming from the dark genre of anime that it was give you the type of anime you were like, oh, oh. Give me time to digest. The amount of impact the anime had, it was no joke. Wait, they just close. Let me check. You know what? That's a good question, Eric. A very good question. I need to check that for myself. Who produced? Let's see. Who produced Ninja Scroll? The anime movie Ninja Scroll was produced by Animate Film. With also co-production between JVC, Kohu, and Mubik, with Madhouse serving at the animation studio. You correct. Eric, you correct, but there's a lot of collaboration. The individual producer credit to this anime with Shinjiro Kitayama, Masako Fukuyo, and Kazuhiko Ikiguchi. You're totally correct. Come on, Eric. I'm old school just like you. Crying Freeman? Like, come on, Eric. Don't sleep on me now. Don't sleep on me now. I'm there with you on that one. I'm there with you on that one. That is real talk. This is what I'm saying. This is one of those type of. I like to have these type of discussion that you start to go in deep and deep and deep, and you point out nugget. You put like comparison. So this anime do have some comparison, but it do have some rivalries. So we passed the 2 hour mark. So what will be the rest for this week, Wally? Schedule speaking.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow with Paul Bennett and Coach Ferg, we got the habits of happiness. Ladies and gentlemen, understand, as you already know, right? Only you can make yourself happy. If you literally bank on the benefit of other people making you happy, just know this: you already lost in life.
AKA, don't let these lady modern women deceive your ass. You're not responsible.
He said it, not me.
Yeah, I said it. Come at me. And I said Berserk on you, AKA guts.
All right, so Saturday, pixelated failures, the worst video game movies. I won't be there, even though a certain someone keeps saying I will. I won't.
Wally, hold on, Wally. We need you.
You would have to drag me straight out of hell to do so.
We need you there because this is the discussion. I'm sure everybody have a thing or two to either scream at the producer or the production house or whatever you want to call it. Scream at the backer. Like, what the F were you thinking when you did this? A perfect honorable mention, the live action version of Dragon Ball. The live action version of Fist of the North Star. Those are two honorable mentions. The trauma of watching an epic screw up. And the fact that they tried again, trying different version on Netflix. And you thought they learned a lesson from these one that was there before them.
Look, ladies and gentlemen, the day they ever do try it again is, I'm gonna say it like this. Please, just please. Stop it. just stop it. Just put the MJ commercial. Stop it. I'm sorry. There are just certain things that don't need to be live action.
Peter,
anime is one of them because the hairdos are just not possible to complete.
Peter, we need that clip here. We need that Michael Jordan. Stop it. Clip it. We need that up in here because there's something we just want to play that clip and be like, that's what it is.
Just no.
And Sunday, what's going on Sunday?
Sunday, you already know that's to be announced because it's not publicized on the channel yet. But on next Tuesday, soundtracks to success, music and motivation.
Oh boy, I don't know how you.
I say it like this: we all have that particular music, aka the music artist, however it is that motivates you in some way or form, based upon the structure of the lyrics and everything else of that nature that keeps you going in life. Ruber Rodriguez proved you wrong, Wally. In what? In what, sir? Prove me wrong in what?
Then next week, Wednesday, what do we have?
I'll announce it, but I need Eric to say, prove me what and what. What else proved wrong in?
Another challenge. Another challenge. We shall see.
I'm waiting, Eric. I'm waiting now. I'm waiting. Anime can translate well into life if you care about it. Look.
AKA,
I'm gonna say it like this, Eric.
AKA
how
Battle
much
Angel.
Animes. See, Eric. Look. Let me help you out. All right. Dragon Ball Z was a failure. The person that played Goku, no, it was a failure. They tried to do Yu Yu Hakusho. And by try, they failed.
And what about One Piece? They did it too.
Now, see, people gave One Piece a fair nod. And, you know, again, I have not
But
really gotten into One Piece, so
but
I haven't watched it
you
myself.
know what worked with that? It did Cowboy Bebop live action.
And
You
again,
see.
Again, no. Yes, I do understand, Eric. Yes, if there is some tender, loving care, it can be done right. But that's the problem.
There are too many
It's
mentions
not
right
the
now.
fact of tender, loving care. You have to look at all the angles. Who in the right mind is gonna perfectly like?
So I'm not gonna start listening for the Saturday show right now. So I'm gonna leave it alone. So I won't want to be on my side because when you start going in heavily, because there's so many we can mention. You're gonna go all out and blast. I'm like, what were you thinking when you did this? Seriously, what were you thinking? So next Wednesday, what are we talking about next Wednesday?
Now, next Wednesday on the show, we have Broken Blade, the mech series with the heart of steel.
It's another iconic anime, very, very, very unique. I need to find the manga again and read it because I had a feeling the manga. I didn't think the manga ended yet, but the movie and the anime series did not catch up to the end of the manga. I'm trying to figure why did they stop. So we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna investigate it.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna investigate it. But that's what we do here, like we did on this show. But today, this show, it was like, whew.
Well, one thing's for sure, ladies and gentlemen. This is another anime that is brand new to me. So you'll be hearing my many reactions of how I saw this one because, again, this is my first time watching this.
Well, Broken Blade?
Yes.
Well, I'll say you have a week. Watch a few.
Yeah, but let's be real. Usually when I have a week, I usually have only a few days. But definitely, I'm definitely going to try because, like I said, because I'm trying to get a lot of things out the way because, like I said, I'm trying to get back to doing everything right now. But, yeah. Look, definitely, I'm going to try to get in there. But one thing for sure is I still remember Eric's, the anime he wants me to watch. Lord have mercy. Oh, Eric. Make sure you have your bell open, sir. Make sure you have your bell on, sir. Because I'm definitely reacting to yours piece by piece by piece. You better be the first one to comment under the videos.
Oh, boy. And here why I tell we needed more co-hosts who are heavy, diehard anime fan who went to, like I said, this show, we either you criticize it or we praise it or we epically shit on it. Like we did Gungrave. Like we did Tekkaman. If you're that bad, I hate to say it, you get no mercy from us. I'm being real with you guys.
All right. So, with that said, I think we can close this one out.
And I had to say that, if you wanted to have that conversation here with us and debate and discuss and criticize, this is the place for you to come. Join us on the panel. Let's have that discussion. Let's do the breakdown. If you have more juice or detail concerning the conversation about the Dragon Ball, behind the scene, what happened, and have that discussion about. If we have a show about anime production studio, why some studios are respected more than the others. Might get to that type of conversation sooner or later. But there's a lot of big names. You have Madhouse, for example. You have Toei Animation, for example. You have Funimation. There's a lot of big name studios. You have one from the Issa brothers, the first black-owned anime studio located in Japan. I thought it was one, but not really with the twins. We might have that discussion about which anime production studio create the best anime and why. You want to get into the debate? Please come here. Bring your ammunition. Bring your notes. Bring your information. Bring your sources. We like to have these discussions every now and then. And also shout out to Eric because Eric is doing a great job with the fandom zone on Facebook. A lot of the anime show that we talk about, he posts them on the fan base zone, so you can know we were speaking on these things because I see a lot more posted of Joy because Joy is.
Hey, you know who appeared only to disappeared? Well, what happened to Snuggles? Well, where was he supposed to, where he or she was supposed to be at?
Got a point. And Eric said there's no excuse to debate or discuss 24/7 in the zone. Got a point. There's no excuse. Sometimes we like to be on live and have that entertainment.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I'm not a Facebook person. I don't like being on it too long.
And the thing is, to be on YouTube heavily, I think we're going to have that debate, have that anime debate, because sooner or later, we can build this show, anime unlock to a place where we can have a studio. We want to be able to have people from all these big names from Crunchyroll to come in, and we set them down and we ask the hard questions. We put them on the hot seat. Why did this happen? Why that happen? Or if we get a chance to, we get the studio team who created the Thundercat for Cartoon Network and ask them why you dropped the ball. Why you didn't do season 2? Have them on the hot seat. No, like you would call them out like, yo, what's up? You have a massive fans who are OG follower of the old Thundercat, and you did the new one pretty much good, and all of a sudden you disappear. What's up with that? We want to be able to build this show to the point where we are able to have good, quick conversation. We able to have people from the anime production studio network or whatever you want to call them, or the arena come on, join our show, join us live, get in that discussion, start to ask questions, give us some insights or update because we could have done more update on what's going on here. I mean, and yes, we're going to try and link our Discord server to the Sparta HQ network main page. We get a chance to. But I posted some update news concerning the anime industry, what's coming out lately. And maybe as time progresses, we have people who want to join the conversation. We can make it bigger. So right now, we're passing our limit. It's time us to go. This is Wally, my co-host. I am TBN Tech Talk, aka Black David, aka Bear Paw. Wally is the legal anime debater. You better bring your facts. You gotta bring your facts up in here because we don't do what it is up in here. We do real logical and factual debate up here. That's why we did that compared with Gut, a certain character, and Eric was on point. You got to agree with Eric. He was right. That dude from Akira can fall in that category. So we got to give it a little credit due. So on that note, until the next episode of Anime Unlocked, and I hope you can have a guest who could join us beside the ghosts. So we can have that in conversation, whatever we were talking about, and make it interesting. Until then, peace.